So good day to all of you guys. So this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and our special guest for today is no other than Miss Alyze Sam, who is a multi-award winning author, and she has released her newest book called The Stablecoin Evolution. So, Alyze, thank you so much for being here in the show. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. We just actually talked that we met each other about 2 years ago. So,
Oh, that's great. Okay. And also, before we begin, I would like to say hello to all of our subscribers and viewers who are watching us right now. So, our agenda will be about the future of NFTs and Metaverse. So, I know that some of you are still skeptical about this industry, or maybe some of you have been uninformed or misinformed in this kind of technology, or maybe you have heard some negative stuff regarding NFTs and metaverse from around the corner. So maybe this interview with Alyze could enlighten you guys. Okay. So by the way, in this video, of course, from the beginning until the end. So this is just based on our own opinions, okay? So I know you guys are having like different opinions. Like, yeah, this is just based on our own. Okay, so Alyze, are we all set?
I think we are. Let's do this.
Okay, Alyze. So first, let's get to know more about you. So how did you get introduced into the crypto and blockchain space, and what inspired you to become an NFT advocate?
Well, long story short, I am a hospice nurse and I was hit by a semi truck. And so that's what brought me to crypto. I was trained by Dimitri Buterin of blockgeeks.com, who is Vitalik of Ethereum's father. And so he sent me education and trained me. Team McAfee, I went all over with them, speaking at privacy events. And I've published multiple articles and education. I write at 15 different outlets. I'm published with Don Tapscott. So I just got picked up by industry leaders because everybody felt sorry for me, to be honest with you. I couldn't be a nurse anymore. I was disabled. So I asked for help and I brought value where I could, and the industry's been really good to me. The reason I'm in NFTs actually is because, like I mentioned, I was trained by Dimitri Buterin of Block Geeks, and so I was on the launch of the Crypto Kitties, and so the Crypto Kitties
Wow.
NFTs. I didn't work on it, but we were there and excited to buy them. And people thought, it was a crazy idea. And I really didn't. I saw NFTs as everything in the future. And this was one of the first case studies. And so I've been an advocate and writing on it ever since. In fact, in almost every article for the last like 4 years, I've mentioned a crypto kitty here or there just to put the education out there in a funny way.
All right, so it's great to know you, Ellie. So thank you so much for that. You know, especially CryptoKitties. I think I have heard that term somewhere around like 2017, 2018. Yeah, that's the first thing I've heard, but I have never taken the chance in looking at it. I think that was the first ever NFTs before the NFT craze was born. Correct?
Yeah, they were launched back in 2016. And,
Okay.
during that time, NFTs was a completely new concept. So you kind of have to know an overall history of blockchain and cryptocurrency to kind of understand where non fungible tokens have come from. Do you want me to step into that briefly?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Elise.
Well, an NFT is a non-fungible token. So it's any digital asset backed on the blockchain that has non-fungibility. So to understand what that is, you need to know the difference between fungibility and non-fungibility. So fungibility would be something like Bitcoin is a fungible asset. A stable coin is a fungible asset because it's interchangeable. A dollar is a dollar is a dollar. It doesn't matter if it's 4 quarters quarters and $1, they're the same thing, you know. But when we talk about concert tickets, like when you get seat 1A as opposed to seat 47, KK 7 double D, you know, those are not interchangeable. The first one is way more valuable. And that's where the non-fungibility comes into. And so non-fungible tokens, you know, they can be stuck on the blockchain, and it can represent art, concert tickets, anything that's non-fungible. And why this is important is because it's not just going to be music and art, like there's a big boom right now of, but it's going to be how you buy your home, how you buy your car, how you get married. It's going to be your driver's license, your state ID. You know, it's going to be all things that we interact with when it comes to non-fungibility.
Okay, so thank you so much, Alyze, for explaining to us a bit about those NFTs, especially for those of you who are still new in this industry. Okay, so since I am already collecting some NFTs, so how would you explain? Let's say I am a newbie. So how would you explain it to newbies and beginners, especially for those does who don't have any clue, or like if it's hard for them to understand the technology behind it, like my dad, my mom, like they don't understand NFTs if I'm going to explain to them. So how would you do that, Alyze?
Let's play a game, okay? I'm going to explain it to you. We're going to play a game, okay?
Yeah, sure.
Just answer yes or no. Do you have a phone?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have games on your phone?
Yes.
Do those games have assets like coins or animals or swords or armor or houses or anything?
Yes.
Okay. And those assets help you advance in the game, right?
Yes.
They're valuable. Are they valuable to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Those are non-fungible tokens. Did you know that? Those assets, those are non-fungible tokens. And the thing of it is right now, if you're on Minecraft, you know, your non-fungible token assets, your non-fungible, well, they're non-fungible assets is what they are. They're not sitting on a blockchain. So they're not interchangeable. Your video game digital assets are not changeable. You can't take your pigs from Minecraft and I can't trade you my pigs for your Fortnite swords. It doesn't work. But what non-fungible tokens do, the technology using blockchain integration, what it does is it allows those different assets to be exchanged, and we get to name the value on them as the digital owners. And that's why you see a big uprise right now of NFT gaming, you know, and metaverse gaming. And it's because, you know, they see that there's kids right now that play video games on the blockchains, and full grown adults, and they're making $5,000 or more a month USD, you know, just playing video games that they would be playing like Mario or Donkey Kong like we did growing up. I just showed my age. So
Okay. So yeah, that's a simple explanation coming from Ellie. So I hope you guys could understand right now on how these NFTs work, especially if you are into gaming. Because I know that there are some gamers out here who are not yet aware about these NFTs because only a handful of us are in this technology. You know, right here in the Philippines, at least, the hottest play to earn blockchain NFT game is Axie Infinity. Yes,
yeah.
and you know, because of Axie Infinity, that's where the crypto boom has finally begun. Right here in the country, because back then the crypto adoption was not yet really that strong here in the country, but because of Axie Infinity alone, this is where a lot of non-crypto people are now getting into cryptos,
Mm-hmm.
NFTs, etc. And you know, the rest is history. Everybody's going crazy right now.
There's a huge boom. And then you see right now, like there's real estate. And, you know, what I'm doing right now is we've had a lot of artists chase me personally, and some of my colleagues that I work with. for tangible art. So like you can see this painting right here. This
Yes.
is by That's by Vesa. And he's an NFT creator, but he started doing physical art. And so something that a lot of well-known artists have brought to my attention is to taking their physical art and minting it into the metaverse. And it's one of my passions because we want to do that because we want people to realize that the metaverse that we're trying to create, like we use these terms loosely, so don't eat me up over them. Read my books if you want to hear me, get technical and use correct terminology there, guys. And so, but like the metaverses that we're building in the future, we want to make sure that it's sustainable and we want to educate people. They say, well, I want to make millions, I want to make NFT art. And I'm like, well, what are you good at? What do you do? And they're like, I don't know. I want to do what Beeple did. And I'm like, he's been a digital artist for 20 years. Like, you can't do what he did unless you too have been in his place. I'm a nurse, so I started writing, take what you do. You can take your books. I'm producing my books, that just came out, and we're producing them into
Wow.
NFTs. Yeah, I mean, I'm shipping you a copy because they're sold out there.
Thank
So yeah,
you.
yes.
I'm really
And
looking forward
so
to read that book, Elise. Yes.
thank
Because I've been
you.
collecting some crypto books lately, and I'm looking forward to your book. Especially your upcoming Metaverse NFT project that you have teased to us right here. Especially when it comes to digital art. You know, there are many Filipino artists here in the Philippines. However, they are not yet aware of this. That it could be minted on the blockchain. And also, Elise, are you also aware about that trendy news coming? I've seen that news in which that Indonesian guy posting a lot of selfies and make millions of dollars for that. Are you aware of that too?
I mean, there's a lot of silly things in the metaverses and, being minted into digital assets that I don't agree with. And that's why I kind of preached on sustainability. That's silly. I don't see how that's sustainable if he's making a lot of money off of that. Something that I speak on at the tech conferences is what to look for when you're investing in an NFT, and one of those things is that guy taking selfies, is he famous? Does he have a very large community? Are these tokens resellable? Is he sustainable as an entertainer or as an influencer? Or is this somebody that's going to get a lot of trouble and it's going to tank? You know what I mean?
Oh
And
yeah.
then too, what blockchain is it built on? Is it legit art? Is it something that you're going to be proud to hand down generation after generation? Or is it going to make you a lot of money if you want to flip it? You need to, when you're buying NFTs, you need to have a couple of goals. And the first one is, to know your goals. What do you want to do with it? Because there's a lot of different types of NFTs. Some are just memories. We could mint
Mm,
this into an NFT just so
yeah.
we could keep it forever because we're friends. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we wouldn't want to try to, resell it for a bunch of money. We could give it away as marketing and promo to people, so that they didn't lose it. But then, if I'm releasing like super exclusive news, like when Larry Singer called me and blew the whistle on Wikipedia, you know what I mean? And all that crazy stuff, like
Mm.
that's something you could release, and into an NFT and have something super exclusive. So, there's a lot of different things that you need to look for when investing and also minting. And my biggest preach is, you guys be sustainable. Don't create more of a bubble. And I've got a lot of comments on that. You can ask me about NFT bubble. I believe it's already popped, but so but don't create another, in my opinion. And do things with people and NFT projects that are sustainable. That's a really big thing.
Yeah, I agree to that, Alice. Because there are people, there are some people who said that yes, I agree that NFT could be a bubble, but there are some NFTs with special use cases are built for long term. Okay, in your opinion, Elise, why there are lots of people buying and selling these NFTs at ridiculous big amounts, despite the fact that it's just a simple looking art, a virtual plat. Like, what's the catch about this non-stop craze?
Well, again, there's a lot of reasons why in there, and some of them are good and some of them are actually really bad. Some of the good reasons why they're out of control expensive is because, like I mentioned, Beeple earlier. Beeple was the one that sold the highest selling NFT of all time, the 5,000 days, and that was just it. Is that was 5,000 days of creating new gorgeous digital art, and it was minted into an NFT. So, why did that sell at $69 million? He's a world renowned digital artist, and a lot of time and effort went into that. So, a lot of people will put expensive prices on art like that. So that in my opinion, personally, I think that that's why people sold for that. Now, when you see things like that pop up, and it's just like, like this square JPEG sold for $20 million, or, some outrageous number. I'm just making a number up right now, but something crosses my, signal like every day, at least 2 or 3 times a day. And they're like, why do you think this sold for this? Another reason, sadly, and a lot of what we try to stop is because of money laundering. If they're not doing good things with these NFTs, they're not being respectful to the blockchain, in my opinion. Satoshi is not happy, guys. Be good. And so, that's another thing of why they would be so expensive. And then a lot of people too, like they're a very hot topic, and people really do believe that these are going to make a lot of money. And when they're investing in them, sometimes they're not just investing in the NFT itself, which I mean, they are, but they're also investing in the long-term sustainability of NFT technology as well. So when you're buying an NFT on Ethereum blockchain, you're not only investing in that artist and that NFT, but you're also investing in that technology behind all of that as well.
All right, at least you've shared your opinion regarding those people who are crazy enough in buying and selling those NFTs at ridiculous prices. And now let's move on to the next question. Could you share what kind of NFTs you are actually collecting these days and why? Is it art, digital collectibles, play to earn NFTs, virtual lands, music, etc.?
Well, I do a little bit here and there. I'm a co-founder, so I'm actually creating the technology. So I'm a terrible collector and trader, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But I actually have some of my NFTs in physical, where here you can see I've got my RXC coin. I'm advising that,
Oh, that's cool.
and we're launching spiritual NFTs, and we give back to the homeless. So we do that.
Oh,
And
that's
then
great.
the Bad Crypto podcast made me, Miss Stability, into one of the first NFTs, and they made digital cards
Oh,
behind those. So you can
awesome.
visit those and buy those on the Wax blockchain. And then like I've got a Satoshi Nakamoto, and all
Oh,
and my NFTs and all of these that I'm showing you are NFT backed.
oh
And
my
I'm doing
God.
that intentionally. I'm doing that intentionally so you understand the value. And then Heidi Gilman, actually, she made me this physical art, and it's got an
Oh.
NFT embedded in it. And it was this is me. She did it for me. So those are some of my favorite NFTs. And I got one of the first crypto kitties, which was very important to me because I think that's historic.
Hmm.
And I continue to invest in that technology because of the community, the Ethereum, and because I absolutely love the Butherans. Vitalik and Dimitri, they saved my life. I invest in anything that Bad Crypto does, because they are ahead on anything and everything. They've been in since the beginning of NFTs too, and have created so many. And yes, metaverses. I love Brian Christensen and what he's doing over at Block Cities, and then Upland. I'm a big fan in front of theirs. So, and then games. I'm I'm producing a couple of games with a few entities. Travis Wright and I, with Sultan, are doing the Soul Shamans on Polygon, and those are going to be spiritual affirmations and ancient technology built on spiritual technology. So we are really excited about that.
Wow, those are amazing NFTs that you have collected so far, Elise. I'm loving that. I'm loving those.
Fun.
Wow.
And there's so many different kinds. There's music. You can buy dance moves and own them, like from Snap Boogie, and there's so many things coming out. NFT The Movie actually is coming out. So
Oh,
you
I
guys can
see.
look at that yeah, and you guys can look forward to that documentary, and they really break down a lot. There's so many different categories of NFTs. So, just do due diligence, read a little bit. And I'm giving your listeners a free copy of my book because I love you so much. And
Thank you,
so if
Elise.
you're welcome. So if they email me or you can just send out a PDF version of Stablecoin Economy. It talks about fungibility and non-fungibility. It talks about Bitcoin colored coins, which were kind of the first NFTs,
Hmm.
concept back in 2013 even. And so I would say just try to understand an overall history. Don't be overwhelmed because I'm giving you guys the education, and you can double check everything, and you should. So get in those discords and those telegrams and ask questions, because the only stupid question is the one you didn't ask everybody. And get more than one opinion too. Get 2, 4, 5, 90 opinions if you want.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that, Elise. Wow, thank you so much for that. And you have mentioned about NFT the movie, right? Miguel Celis is my Facebook friend, by the way. Shout out to you, Miguel.
I love you, Maggie.
Yeah, he will
Yeah,
be happy
Maggie's a
about
good friend.
he will be happy about it. So, anyways,
Yeah.
thank you so much for that, Elise. Let's move on to our next question. If you're given the chance to create and mint your very own NFT, which blockchain do you prefer and why?
Man, that's a really great question. I'm actually finalizing an article on Hacker Noon of the top 10 blockchains for NFTs. And so a lot of people have asked me that. To put it out there, I'm going to say, first of all, I'm super biased in this first answer because since I was trained by Ethereum leaders, they are the longest running, and I really trust them. I think that they're really great people. I think it's sustainable. Like, they've invented smart contract technology. I think that's really great. Some other top 10 big hitters to watch out for is Polygon. I'm doing a project on Polygon. Binance is another one. And Solana's had some breakdowns. So you got to watch that. They were down on the winter solstice. And one of my projects actually had to move to Polygon because of that. But I believe that after they solve some of their scalability issues, that they're going
Mhm.
to do really great too. And Cardano as well. They're doing a lot in NFT technology as well. So I would look at some of the projects that are on those blockchains right now.
All right. Well, speaking of Ethereum, I've met Vitalik in person last 2019 in Hong Kong. It was Token 2049 event when he was doing an AMA session with the audience. Also, speaking of Ethereum, most of the people right now, they're sick and tired of this ridiculous gas fees of Ethereum, especially when we mint some NFTs on OpenSea. Could you also share your opinion about this, and how does it look like in the near future for Ethereum 2.0?
I know a lot of people have been frustrated about the gas fees on Ethereum. In fact, I launched and founded Nifty Token, the first NFT currency. And, we struggled with selling our currency sometimes because they wanted to buy $100 in currency, but it would be 300 or more in gas fees at some times of the day. And like me and you, we get up, super early, so we can hit those cheap gas fee hours. But a lot of people, especially with the convenience of it, don't want to watch a clock and be up at 3 in the morning. They think that's weird, and so there, I know that there has been some frustration too. Unfortunately, that comes with technological advances, and a lot of things that they are doing. Like you already mentioned, Ethereum 2.0 is coming out. That's supposed to solve some of the scalability issues and some of the gas fees. Because I am co-founding several solutions and launching some of my own projects, I haven't dove in too much in it. And so I can't comment exactly where I think that it's going to go or anything. Because again, when we talk about Ethereum, I'm a little bit biased because, I've been able to, email Dimitri and, have a good relationship where I can ask for advice and stuff. And so I feel like I can really trust them. And I don't feel like I can give a super unbiased opinion on that. I can in text, when I'm doing research and writing it. But when I talk about them, you can hear the passion in my voice and know that I care about them and trust them. And I do believe in them. They are very good people, in my opinion. Vitalik and them work very, very hard to solve these issues because they don't want to see their users doing that. In fact, it doesn't help them any. It's a deterrent of people utilizing this technology for good things. And that also takes resources from them. And let's face it, Vitalik and them, they do really great things with their money. That's why Dogecoin got huge, is because he donated a lot of it. Vitalik is a very, very good man. And so I believe that they are doing everything that they can to tackle these issues. And it's not as simple as some of us think. And so I would say give them time, patience. And, if you want to help the situation, volunteer your time, talent to be helpful in it. And let's solve these issues together.
All right, at least you shared to us about your opinion regarding the situation of Ethereum right now and also the upcoming Ethereum 2.0. Thank you so much for that, Alyze, because until now I am still bullish about Ethereum. So I don't mind about the gas fees. Despite the opinions of most people about being sick and tired of the gas fees, but I honestly believe that Ethereum is a very good coin for the long term along with Bitcoin, especially that we are in an up and down trend. So let's move on to the next question, Alyze. You have mentioned about Metaverse, correct? So if yes, could you share your opinion on how Metaverse could help the economy for both crypto and non-crypto in the long run?
Well, I mean, it was Microsoft. I believe it was 3 days ago. Today's January 25th, 2022. Oh gosh, that's still weird to say. And so I believe it was about 3 or so days ago that it was announced that Microsoft is putting in $80 million into the metaverse.
Oh, wow.
Facebook, yeah, Facebook, I believe, and don't quote me on this one, but I believe it's been over 150 million. I mean, they basically own the quest, like everything, they own it all. We got to think about like who the big players are here, who owns the future metaverse, and who's dumping a bunch of money into it, and what do they already own, and how are they already conquering technology, and where are we going to evolve from there. So the first thing that I do is when I'm doing research on the metaverse and investing and looking at projects to build in Web 3.0, that's one of the first things that I do is where are other big tech companies interested in and where's the money going? What do people like Gary Vee see interest in? You know what I mean? Some of the big Bitcoin billionaires, what are they putting money into? What projects are they launching? And how big are the community sizes and the marketing budgets? How sustainable it is. And so I see the metaverse building as It's going crazy, especially with AR and VR and AI, because I mean, video games aren't like when we were playing them when we were young. I got the first video game ever, because I'm old. And now my son was telling me, Mom, did you know for our Oculus, like we can put on the VR suit and we can actually go and fight? And I'm like, no, that sounds scary, but that's where the metaverse is going. Like I'm gonna get beat up by teenagers soon, so
Yeah. So about the metaverse, Elise, it reminds me of a movie called Ready Player One. I don't know if you have watched it.
oh geez. Yeah, I've read it. Yeah. We were talking about that today.
Yeah, because Ready Player One gives us a glimpse, that the metaverse could become a reality, and now it finally happened. Oh my goodness! Wow, I am. You know what? I could have imagined myself like what would be our economy of what would be our economy in the near future if we are adopting the metaverse. Especially that most of the community said that 2022 is the year of the metaverse. So yes, I am really looking forward to this one, Ellie. So thank you so much for sharing to us about your opinion on how the metaverse could help the economy for both crypto and non-crypto. All right. So, speaking of the metaverse crypto projects that you have just mentioned, could you share which type of metaverse crypto projects are you bullish on and why?
Which ones am I bullish on? Man, I am not allowed to shill any tokens. That's very early project. That's bad.
Yeah, I
But
mean, I mean, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
which type? I mean, which type of metaverse? Like, you don't want to mention any company or project or so. Maybe just yeah, any type. Just any type. Like what I have asked you about NFTs. Like, it's an art, digital collectible, etc. So the same thing goes for
yeah.
the metaverse. That's what I mean.
That's and I kind of reviewed that a little bit in my speech. I think that looking into sustainable NFTs, like people that are minting their physical assets, somebody to watch, honestly, that's doing a good job of that is a friend of mine, George Krieger and Marco Cochran. Okay, so Marco Cochran, he does the Burning Man Festival. He's one of the most well-known artist at Burning Man. He does the big, huge, beautiful people, that are in. And then I don't know what they're made out of. They're amazing. I'm not an artist. I'm sorry. But these are like $9 million sculptures, And so George is taking them and he's putting them into 3D models. And so, I mean, I like to look and invest in art like that, And then also, I think that there's going to be a huge rise of NFT properties, the land maps and all of that. And, I've already mentioned block cities. I think Brian is great. He's super nice guy. And they have a solid team. They're advancing like crazy. Another one, we minted actually the first NFT movie awards, me
Oh.
and Joyce Chow at iHollywood last year. And I see a lot of awards. People have contacted me about that after we did that in Hollywood. And so I'm seeing a lot of that. And then exclusives like with music, never before seen music and stuff. Nipsey Hussle actually is releasing an album, even though he's passed away, his family is releasing it, and it's there's only going to be a certain amount. I can't remember. I think it was 7,000, I believe, or it was a spiritual number that was very close to him. And I think that's really beautiful and sustainable. And then after, I listened to the album and I really enjoy it. There is a sense of there it can be financial gain if I sell it to you, and then you can share that experience of having that exclusive art too. And then the transferability when I sell that to you after I've enjoyed it, Nipsey's legacy and his family always gets residual income of that. So, I'm looking at a lot of projects like that, and I'm very interested in things like that. And another one that I'm bullish on is physical real estate, and
Oh.
NFTs, and physical big investment art as well.
All right, so at least you shared to us on which type of metaverse NFTs that are you bullish on. So thank you so much for that, Elise. Okay, on to the next question, Elise. There are some who are still misinformed, skeptical, and negative about NFTs and metaverse, especially those of you who are watching our interview right now. So I hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation so far. Elise, have you encountered those people like that both in your actual meetups, online articles, etc.? And how do you respond to them for saying such negative and bearish stuff about NFTs and metaverse?
Well, somebody told me a long time ago, because I'm really shy and I don't I like to be criticized in positive manner. Like, your work wasn't that great, how do this to improve it. I like that. But, a lot of the online reviews, when people disagree with what you're writing about or producing the technology in, they're not as nice and they're not positively critical, as I would say. And I was told multiple years ago, because I'm an empath and it really just eats me up, that negativity. And like, it hurts my feelings. I'll be honest with you. I'll get depressed over it, because I really do try to do the right thing, educate and be unbiased, and just be very honest and only build sustainable, really great projects. And so it really hurts when people are attacking like that. And I was always told, just be a rubber ducky and let it roll off your back, and that's kind of what I've tried to do, because, these people don't. But then that's why I talked about, Dimitri and, like Ethereum like that. It's because a lot of us that are producing technology or art, this is all an experiment, and there's people that are really trying to do the right thing. And there's a lot of people that are trying to do the wrong thing. And, people can say whatever they want online. They tear up Vitalik, but Vitalik is a very kind person. And, he does really great things. And something else that I was always told is, if you're not changing history, you're not going to ruffle feathers. And so, haters are going to hate. And I just, I try to be kind, but I'm sometimes a jerk, and I'm sorry for that. Be nice and I'll be nice too.
Yeah. So, Elise, thank you so much for sharing to us on how you respond to those people who are saying negative stuff about NFTs and metaverse. Because, I've encountered a lot of articles regarding NFTs and metaverse. Like, there's a news that, oh, this plot from the Central Land has sold like millions of dollars, and people are like are just laughing, are just mocking, like it's the worst investment that they've ever made. Yeah,
There
I just
you go. Look, you should have listened to me. You know what? They were laughing when I went all into Bitcoin at $888 too. I took out my nursing retirement after I was hit by a semi, and they were laughing. Bitcoin was $888 when I went all in.
oh.
Ethereum was brand new. That was it. Like, it was brand new. So, you know what? You can laugh all you want. I went homeless because I was sick fighting for my life, and I believed in it. Let them laugh. We laugh all the way to our MetaMask wallets. You know what I'm saying? I laugh right back at them, because I don't care,
Mhm.
what they have to say about it. It's the future. You didn't think Bitcoin was going to get where it was today. and the stock market is crashing. People are complaining about cryptocurrency crashing. Look at the stock market. Look at it. You can't afford milk right now almost.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. So, you know what? Laugh all you want in virtual properties and stuff and video games that make money. But guess what? When those of us that work in NFTs and blockchain are buying video games, our kids are making us money when they play video games. We're not spending money on it without an investment. So, guess what? I'm laughing right back at you. I think you're silly.
I could really relate to you, Elise, because when I have got into crypto the first time, most of my friends, most of my colleagues, yeah, they are laughing at me because I made the wrong decision to go into crypto. And the same thing about virtual lands, metaverse, NFTs. Like, oh, this guy is crazy, crazy as hell. I don't know. I don't. Is he delusional? Oh my god. So,
Yeah,
but I did.
totally.
Yeah.
All the way to the MetaMasks.
Yeah, but I just ignore them and look, they have missed the train.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with this, but you know, those people who have laughed at us, who are investing into virtual lands, NFTs, metaverse, etc., are those same people who have missed the Bitcoin train when they laugh at it when it was still new. Correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's just it. Is like, when new technologies arise, there's going to be resistance. We saw the same thing when we went from checks to debit cards. You still saw people that were our age now going, I'm going to write a check, and still, I mean, think about it. Like, even though we work in blockchain, when somebody's like, I've got a new revolutionary wallet, I've been in blockchain for almost 8 years now. And I'm like, I know how to use my MetaMask. Please leave me alone. And that's not the right way to be, but we get comfortable in what we're doing. And if it works for us, like, why do we want it to evolve? And that's a lot of the reason why these people are laughing too, is because they're comfortable and complacent. And, we're not. I think a lot of people that have been in blockchain for, the past year before NFTs really kind of hit big last year, I think that everybody before then was a little bit of a revolutionary, and they really just saw, they were forward thinkers and they kind of saw this. And then when NFTs hit, they're hitting a lot harder, a lot faster than digital assets in general did. We've had bit gold since the basically the 80s. It's like it's super early on, and so they're actually the first blockchain white paper was produced in 1996, and so by the NSA. And so it's just like this technology has been around long enough now that NFTs hit, and art, fashion, music, movies, all of these big things that everybody is so involved in the real world and not in the nerdy tech world or the game world like we are, and then all of a sudden, we've got this big mass adoption. So you're going to have half of everybody going, I'm on this. Let's go. Hurry, hurry, hurry. And then you're going to have the other half of the world going, you guys are stupid. And you got, I guess right now you just got to pick a
Yes.
side, and in a couple of years we're going to figure out who's right. So
Yes, because yeah, I have told some of my colleagues that I have invested into the unknown. Some of those things that were impossible into the eyes of most people right now. But I just got in, and they're just simply virtual land. Ha ha ha. There's something like that.
yeah. Yeah, people are just learning about Shiba Inu the last few months, and its big boom. And, we've got a cat named Shiba Cat New, and we've owned Shiba Inu for a year now. So,
I've missed that, by the way. My friend from Australia, she'll be Shiba Inu. I think that was I don't know, November 2020. But I ignore it. But right now, I just had regrets. Why did I miss it?
Yeah, I think yeah, and I've heard why did I buy that? Why did I miss it? And holy crap, who hacked me? Those are three things I've said in the last 8 years. So
Oh yeah, this despite that Shiba Inu has no real use case. But correct me if I'm wrong later on, but it's likely next to Dogecoin, like just like Elon Musk have shield for most of the last year, in which Dogecoin has reached to a brand new. I think it was almost 80 cents. It was stupid of me that I had sold my Dogecoin for like 2018 when it was still 0.006 USD.
ah,
Oh my god, it was like, my god, I was stupid. I could have hold
I
it.
wouldn't buy
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'd never buy it because it's an infinite supply token. So
Oh,
I would never purchase it because I didn't believe in the technology. Because it's, like it's a meme coin and
yeah, it's a
I've
meme
always been
coin.
about sustainability. Yeah, I just say it over and over. I'm about sustainability. I'm really boring, so um and my husband, he bought Shiba Inu and made some money off of it. And I would
Oh
I
yeah.
would lecture him too. I would lecture him too because it's a meme coin. And both of those with Safe Moon, shout out to Thomas, their CTO, they got listed and I believe it was Investor Founders Magazine online as one of the top 7 best meme coins to make you money this year. So
Oh,
congratulations, all those meme coins.
congrats.
If you buy them or not, yeah, I mean, look into them, be safe. Like Thomas is a great guy. So I have nothing but wonderful things to say about that team at Safe Moon.
All right, so thank you so much for that, Elise. Okay, now I think let's move on right now to our next question. Okay, Elise, do you think that both NFTs and metaverse trends are going to last long or not? Could you share your opinion about this?
Yeah, I think we're in it for eternity. I mean, like, if you think about the definition, like I said before, fungibility and non-fungibility, and how we interact digitally, especially after the pandemic, started,
Yeah.
I think all things are going to be digitized from here on out. And we've advanced so much technologically in the last couple of years. I mean, people keep saying, like, why NFTs? Why? Well, think about the Renaissance. What happened during the Renaissance art explosion? It was during the midst of a pandemic, y'all. And so, and that's kind of what we did too. Creativity is met with, a global pandemic. And so much has stemmed from that, and people are financially benefiting from it. And, if we're respectful towards this industry, it is going to be super sustainable forever. And like I said, it's absolutely the future. You're going to have an NFT as your driver's license. They're already giving them away as coupons. Digital coupons are non-fungible assets. Soon they'll be on a blockchain and you'll be able to trade them probably. So, I mean, we're thinking about the future, and so many projects are arising that really are changing the future, especially again with AR and VR and AI incorporated into all of this.
All right, so at least have you shared to us if these NFTs and metaverse trends are going to last long or not, and also sharing your opinions about it. And and you've just mentioned about the future, right? So how do you see both of these industries grow in a few years from now? Like, what would be their future look like? Could you picture that out?
Man, I can't, because I'll be honest with you. I didn't see the NFT adoption for what it is right now. Like, I saw this maybe 5 years out. I felt like I was absolutely blindsided by the big boom. And some of the most incredibly famous people in the world have contacted to help with NFT technology because they don't know what IPFS is. They don't know what a wallet is. They don't know what a blockchain is. And so I think that we're in this for the long run, just because I mean, I'm from Kansas. Like, I'm a disabled nurse. And I know if some of these celebrities are reaching out to me for help, like, I just can't even I can't even begin to imagine where this is going. It's everywhere. I know that. So
All right, so at least you shared to us on how do you see this NFTs and metaverse in a few years from now, at least. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so for this next question of mine, I think this is really interesting because I've just watched this video from YouTube because I was following We On News. They're talking about metaverse, where leading news anchor Miss Palki Sharma asked if it's safe for us and making our lives better, or is it just a perception of reality? And at the end of her video, she mentioned that the metaverse is an imprisoned reality. Alice, do you agree with her statement, or what is your honest opinion about this?
I have a lot of mixed opinions about the metaverse. And I mean, especially when we're talking about Web 3.0 and AR, VR, what basic NFTs are leading to, because you'll incorporate, the NFT technology into a lot of augmented realities and virtual realities. You can already go right now. We're launching things in physical galleries, but you can visit them in the metaverse gallery to go to these, high end art sales and stuff. And so it's a mixed statement, I guess. I definitely believe that this is absolutely the future in every way. And it's, so much what we are going to do, regardless of what we like it or not. And I was a nurse before, and I've spent time in the virtual and augmented realities in the metaverses. I'm using that term lightly because it's basically in beta. But I've spent that actually going to meditation realms. And a girlfriend of mine had just recently been through something horrible with her husband. And, I sent her an Oculus so that she could go to these meditation rooms and be with some of her friends, and with us, even though we couldn't be there physically during this pandemic. And then, they're doing things. George Krieger, actually, he's an NFT artist. He was telling me he's worked in augmented and virtual realities for over 10 years. And, he was telling me that some of the games have the same effect as ketamine, and there's healing properties that are produced when they're using, like going on roller coasters and stuff, and it releases stress. And so there's really good responses that can also be really bad responses. We're talking about virtual and augmented realities. We have to take the gravity of that. And, are we desensitizing our children, allowing them, to game too much or spend too much time in these metaverses? So, it's really a loaded question if this is harmful or beneficial. But I think, like all things in life, everything can be good if we do good things with the technology. But then we're also responsible with it. Children don't need to be on their phone for 24 hours a day. Why should they spend more than 45 minutes to 2 hours in the metaverse a day? That's even excessive, in my opinion.
All right, at least you've shared your opinion regarding the statement coming from Palki Sharma, from WeOn News regarding a metaverse. So thank you so much for that. Now for this next question, this is really interesting because we are going to focus on your newly released book. Okay, so at least what inspired you to decide to publish your own book called The Stablecoin Evolution?
The old one was dated. So, well, we've got my this is actually my third or my second book, Stablecoin Economy.
Oh, I see.
And it was a technical white paper broken down on stable coins. And then so this actually went on to be further produced with Don Tapscott. And we did a collaboration at the Blockchain Research Institute on my stablecoin white paper research and work. And then the stablecoin economy is the legal aspect. We've reviewed over 200 stable coins, and then also went through the history from starting from Mastercoin, the original altcoin, to Bitcoin, all the way towards the new and the top stable coins of last year. So if you are not an expert by the end of this book and the 7 years of research that it took me to do of this, shame on you, because all of the education is there. No. But I'm sure I'm missing something. So ping me and we'll get it in another copy. So,
All right. So at least have you shared to us at least on what inspired you in publishing your new book called the Stablecoin Evolution. So I am looking forward to read that, especially to all of our subscribers and viewers who are watching us right now. I hope you guys have enjoyed our discussion so far. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So Alyze, could you give us some reasons on why your Stablecoin Evolution book is a must read to all of the enthusiasts in the crypto, blockchain, DeFi, NFT, and Metaverse space, especially those who are watching us right now?
well, I don't know. And the Amazon says that it's a must read because it is number one in three different categories as the number one new release. My last stablecoin collection was a bestseller on Amazon. I've done one book with Don Tapscott, and he quotes in here that Alyze Sam published her stablecoin research with us at the Blockchain Research Institute. It is a solid work that has been helpful in making sustainable investments and safeguarding those assets. So, if you're afraid of the volatility in cryptocurrency right now, this is a guide that actually teaches you to harvest and obtain and safeguard all of your assets in cryptocurrency. So this will protect you. Hopefully, it'll give you the knowledge that you need and cover the legality issues with it. And it's at a super, super low price on Amazon. We literally wanted to make this affordable for everybody. So it's under $12 USD. Or if you reach out to me personally, I will give you a free copy for an honest review online because industry leaders gave me my education. And so if you can't afford it or if it's scary for you and you just don't want to purchase it, you just give us an honest review online. And I just want to make sure that you have the education and the resources that you want. So I think that that's why it's a must read. It's unbiased. It covers everything in poetic form. And there's multiple co-authors that are experts, including one of the top 6 blockchain and AI expert in Canada. So my co-authors are even more educated than I am.
All right. So thank you so much, Alyze, for sharing to us on why your Stablecoin Evolution book is a must-read for all of our subscribers and viewers who are watching us right now. So before we end, Alyze, do you have any last-minute advice you can share to our subscribers and viewers who are watching our interview right now?
Be kind and rewind, just like at Blockbuster. No, just I'm kidding. Be kind to people and, just become really educated. And when you're playing in cryptocurrencies, metaverses, NFTs, whatever, do it with intention, your investments, and don't risk anything that that you're not willing to lose. And don't buy things that you don't really believe in. I think that you'll always feel good at the end of the day. Like you said, you love Ethereum and you believe in it. And so if it dips, your heart doesn't hurt as much because, you really believe in this technology and the long-term benefits of it. And so that's the best advice that I can give to your listeners is, just really believe in what you do.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our wonderful special guest for today, the multi-award winning author of her book called The Stablecoin Evolution, Miss Alyze Sam. So once again, thank you so much, Alyze, for being here to show. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you. You are my superhero. High five. We both lost a lot of weight. Yay!
Yes, we did it.
We're sexy. We're sexy and we know it now. There you go. That's it. That's our NFT
Yeah, it was
together.
a wonderful journey. Yeah, I know that. I know that it was not really easy, but it's totally worth it. It was really worth it, to be honest. Because I have decided to do it because I wanted to be healthy. Because I had to admit that in my previous years, I look older than who I am right now.
Yeah, you look so good. You showed me, he got your listeners, he showed me his before and after picture because I lost 200 pounds. And man,
Good.
he showed me, yeah, I lost 200. I lost a man. Like I just had like a big man on my
Oh
body or
wow.
something. But yeah, I lost an entire big human person off me. And you lost an incredible amount of weight too. And it always feels good to be around people that have, lost a significant amount of weight because you're just like, how much hard work and dedication and how many cookies you cannot have to lose that weight.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
cannot
proud of
cheat.
you.
Yeah, yeah, cheating is not my option. because
No, you gotta drink tea and stuff that's
because
good for you, right? Yeah.
because we have goals. I'm under low carb, by the way, like for more than 2 months. Well, yeah, it's not easy, but it's actually worth it. And most of my friends and even cousins and relatives, you know, they're really surprised that of my change because I haven't changed for like more than a decade, to be honest. You know,
Yeah,
um,
you look young. You do. We look like kids. So high five to
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
I get carded and I'm almost 40. So I feel young sometimes. My back hurts, but
You
I
look
try to feel
30 to me,
young.
by the way, Alice. You look 30 to me.
Yes. All right.
Yeah,
I might need a little lift. I'm just
I just turned 35 several days ago. My birthday was like
Yeah, you
several
look
days ago.
25. You look
Oh,
25.
really?
We're doing good. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, this
Y-
has been so fun. Thank you, Jeff. You are absolutely amazing.
Oh, you too, Alice. I have enjoyed our collaboration so far. I have enjoyed our interview. It's not just an interview or just a simple discussion, but we had a lot of fun with it. It's more. It's really more than that. I've totally enjoyed it, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm talking to my friends. So thank you so much. This has been great. So
Yes. And also, I would like to thank all of our subscribers and our viewers who are watching our interview right now with Alyze Sam. So I hope you guys have also enjoyed our conversation right here and have learned so much about the future of NFTs and Metaverse. And by the way, guys, if you have any specific questions that were not yet covered in this interview, of course, don't forget to leave your comment right here down below in this video. And peeps, don't forget to share this to your crypto and non-crypto friends as well for them to be educated more about the NFTs and metaverse. Okay, so this is going to be really worth it. All right. And one more thing, guys, I would like to invite you all to smash the subscribe button, hit like, and turn on the notification bell for more crypto, blockchain, DeFi, NFT, play to earn, GameFi, and metaverse videos. Okay, so from my freaking home studio, this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and I'll see you all on my next video. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you, Alyze. Thank you so much.
and the crowd goes wild.
Yay!
It's a wrap. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.